Today started like any other day. Steve woke up in his cozy little cabin by the lake. The fire was still crackling from the night before. The soft hum of the wind passed through the trees. Everything felt normal, safe. He stretched, yawned, and looked out the window. The world was bright, peaceful. He grabbed his diamond pickaxe, ate a quick slice of cooked pork chop, and stepped outside. Today was mining day. Nothing too fancy. Just another trip down into the caves. He'd done this 1,000 times. But not like today. He walked past his farm, waving to the chickens. Even his wolf barked cheerfully. The village in the distance glowed in the morning sun. All was well. As he descended into the mine, torches flickered along the stone walls. He took a turn he didn't usually take. A narrow passage, barely wide enough to squeeze through. But something was calling him, pulling him deeper. He mined through gravel, then stone, then deep slate, layer after layer, until, clink. The sound echoed, not like hitting stone. It was hollow, like bone. He cleared the block, and there it was. A strange formation, black, almost obsidian-like, but softer, glowing faintly purple. It wasn't on any map, not in any book. In the center, a pedestal, and on it, a totem. It hovered just an inch above the surface, twisting slowly, as if watching him. Steve stepped closer. He should have walked away. He knew it, but he didn't. He reached out. The moment his hand touched it, everything changed. A gust of wind rushed through the cave. Torches blew out. The ground trembled. And for a split second, he saw something. Hundreds of them, blinking in the shadows. Then silence. He gasped and fell back. But the totem was already in his inventory. Slot 1. He didn't put it there. Steve climbed out as fast as he could. The sky was still blue, but something felt off. Birds weren't singing. The sheep were silent. Even the water in the lake was still. Too still. That night, Steve tossed and turned in bed. He kept seeing shapes in the corners, hearing soft whispers, words he didn't understand. The next morning, his crops were dead. The cows gone. His chest with enchanted gear empty. And the totem was on his crafting table. He hadn't put it there. From that day on, things got worse. When he mined, he saw flashes. Rooms that weren't there. Corridors with no wind. A figure just out of sight. Sometimes, he'd wake up in the forest. Alone. At night. With the totem in his hand. He tried everything. Lava. Cactus. Even dropped it in the end. It always came back. And each time, he felt less like himself. His voice sounded deeper. His eyes darker. Mobs stopped attacking him. Even creepers turned and walked away. Then came the dreams. Endless halls. A throne. And something waiting on it. Tall. Shrouded. With the same totem in its hand. It spoke no words. But Steve understood. He was chosen. One morning, he woke to find a black tower next to his house. He had built it, but it bore his banner, his blocks, his style. Inside, bookshelves filled with writing he didn't recognize. Cages that moved on their own. On the top floor, an altar, with another totem, larger, being like a heart. That's when Steve knew it was growing, feeding off him. He had to act. He rode for hours, across biomes, through storm and sun, until he reached the swamp. There lived the oldest villager in the realm, a librarian named Corvin. When Steve showed him the totem, Corvin Frowncy dropped his lantern and whispered, "You brought that here?" Steve demanded answers. Corvin shook his head. "It's the Totem of Hollow Souls," he said. "Not just cursed, It is a curse. Steve asked how to destroy it. Corvin's eyes filled with pity. You can't destroy what never truly lived, he said. But you can trap it. He handed Steve an ancient map, marked with a forgotten temple, deep in the jungle. Place the totem on the altar inside, Corvin said. And leave. Never look back. Not even once. Steve nodded. He didn't say goodbye. That night, the skies turned red. The stars disappeared. Mobs began appearing, not from the shadows, but from the light. Steve ran. With sword in hand, with courage fading, and the totem pulsing in his chest. This is his journey now. Not to escape the curse, but to face it. To confront the thing that waits beyond the portal. To reclaim what's left of himself. Before it's too late.